Deep within a forgotten corner of the world lay the Emerald Vale, a forest untouched by time. Sunlight dappled through the canopy, painting the forest floor in a mosaic of light and shadow. The air hummed with the music of nature, birdsong, rustling leaves, and the gentle murmur of the river that snaked through its heart. Here, life thrived in perfect harmony. Squirrels chattered from the branches, deer grazed peacefully in sunlit glades, and a kaleidoscope of butterflies flitted amongst the wildflowers. The Emerald Vale was a place of ancient magic, a sanctuary where animals lived together in peace and understanding. They spoke in whispers and chirps, sharing stories and secrets carried on the breeze. Each creature, from the smallest mouse to the largest bear, played a vital role in the delicate balance of the forest. The Emerald Vale was more than just a home. It was a living, breathing entity, bound together by invisible threads of life. The river, in particular, was the lifeblood of the Emerald Vale. It flowed from the heart of the forest, its clear, cool waters nourishing every living thing. It was a place of joy and laughter, where otters frolicked amongst the reeds and fish leapt in the sun. The animals of the Emerald Vale knew that their lives depended on the river, and they treasured it as a precious gift. Zara the fox was known throughout the Emerald Vale for her boundless energy and insatiable curiosity. Her russet fur gleamed like fire in the dappled sunlight as she darted through the undergrowth, her sharp eyes missing nothing. Unlike her siblings, who were content to laze in the sun or chase butterflies, Zara yearned for adventure. She spent her days exploring every nook and cranny of the forest, her nose twitching with excitement at every new scent and sound. She longed to uncover the secrets hidden deep within the Emerald Vale, to experience the world in all its wonder. Zara would often sit by the riverbank, her chin resting on her paws, gazing out at the flowing water and dreaming of far-off lands. One day, while chasing butterflies in a meadow bathed in sunshine, Zara noticed something strange. The air, usually heavy with the scent of wildflowers and damp earth, seemed drier than usual. A strange silence hung over the forest, broken only by the rustle of leaves beneath her paws. The butterflies, usually so plentiful, seemed to have vanished. A knot of worry tightened in Zara's chest. Something was wrong. She raced towards the riverbank, her heart pounding, and what she saw there made her breath catch in her throat. The river, once a rushing torrent of life, had dwindled to a mere trickle. The banks, once teeming with activity, were now cracked and dry. Fish lay gasping for air in the shallow pools, and the once joyful laughter of the river had been replaced by an eerie silence. Zara knew she had to act fast. Something was terribly wrong, and the fate of the Emerald Vale hung in the balance. She needed help, and she knew just who to ask. Racing through the undergrowth, she soon reached the tallest oak in the forest, the home of Ollie the owl. Ollie was renowned throughout the Emerald Vale for his wisdom and keen eyesight. He had seen countless seasons come and go, and his knowledge of the forest was unmatched. Zara, breathless with worry, explained what she had seen. Ollie listened patiently, his amber eyes filled with concern. He knew that a dried-up river spelled disaster for the Emerald Vale.
"We must investigate this, Zara," Ollie hooted, spreading his broad wings. "Gather our friends, Sammy the squirrel and Oscar the otter. Their skills will be invaluable on this journey."
Zara didn't need to be told twice. She sped through the forest, gathering her friends and explaining the situation. Sammy, ever practical, packed a bag with berries and nuts, while Oscar, eager for an adventure, promised to navigate the shrinking river. Together, the four friends set off, determined to uncover the truth behind the river's disappearance. Their journey took them deep into the heart of the Emerald Vale, past familiar landmarks and into unknown territory. As they traveled, they noticed the devastating effects of the drought. Plants wilted, animals grew thin and weak, and the once vibrant forest seemed to be holding its breath. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily on Zara's shoulders, but the sight of her friends united in their purpose filled her with determination. They would find a solution. They had to. The fate of the Emerald Vale depended on it. After many days of travel following the course of the dwindling river, the friends arrived at a clearing. A group of beavers, their normally industrious spirit dampened with worry, were gathered by the riverbank. The beavers were known throughout the Emerald Vale for their skill in water management, and their distraught faces told Zara that the situation was dire.
"The river," sobbed a young beaver, his whiskers trembling. "It's gone! We can't understand it. The dams are intact. There's no sign of a breach."
The older beavers, their faces etched with worry, shook their heads in despair. They had never seen anything like it before. The river was their lifeblood, and now it was disappearing before their very eyes. Sammy, ever resourceful, scurried up a nearby tree, his sharp eyes scanning the horizon.
"Look," he chattered, pointing with a small paw. "There, downstream. Do you see it?"
Following Sammy's gaze, the others spotted a strange sight. A large wall of mud and branches, clearly out of place, blocked the river's flow. It was unlike anything the beavers had ever built. It was too crude, too haphazard. This was no act of nature. This was something else entirely. A sense of foreboding settled over the group. This was no accident. Someone or something had deliberately blocked the river. But who would do such a thing? And why? Zara, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination, knew they were getting closer to the truth. But the answer, she feared, might be more complicated than they could have imagined. The friends, united in their purpose, pushed on, following the course of the blocked river, each step filled with uncertainty. The trail led deeper into the forest, the air growing heavy with the scent of pine needles and damp earth. Finally, they reached a clearing dominated by a massive oak tree, its gnarled branches reaching towards the sky like skeletal fingers. Beneath the oak, a group of wild boars were gathered, their snorts and grunts echoing through the clearing. Zara, her instincts screaming at her to be cautious, approached cautiously. The boars, sensing their presence, turned to face them, their small eyes wary. The leader, a massive boar with tusks like curved swords, grunted a greeting.
"What brings you to our territory?" he rumbled, his voice deep and menacing.
Zara, choosing her words carefully, explained the plight of the river and the strange dam they had discovered. To her surprise, a wave of unease passed through the assembled boars. The leader, his gruff exterior crumbling slightly, sighed heavily.
"It was us," he admitted, his voice low. "We built the dam."
A wave of anger threatened to overwhelm Zara, but she held her tongue. She could see the shame in the boar's eyes, the desperation.
"Why?" she asked, her voice trembling with suppressed emotion. "Why would you do such a thing? You know the river is the lifeblood of the Emerald Vale."
The boar leader sighed again, a deep rumbling sound.
"Our part of the forest," he explained. "It hasn't seen rain in weeks. The streams have dried up. The plants are withering. We were desperate. We had to protect our own." He looked at Zara, his eyes filled with a mixture of defiance and shame. "We didn't know what else to do."
A heavy silence hung in the air, broken only by the rustling of leaves and the distant cry of a bird. Zara, her anger fading into a quiet understanding, looked at the boars, her heart heavy. They had acted out of desperation, out of a need to protect their own. But their actions had had unintended consequences, harming the rest of the forest in the process. She knew that blame wouldn't solve anything. They needed to find a solution, a way to help the boars without jeopardizing the river that sustained them all. She looked at her friends, their faces a mixture of concern and determination. "We need to work together," she said, her voice firm despite the tremor in her heart. "We need to find a way to share the water, to ensure everyone has enough." And so began a period of intense discussion and collaboration. The beavers, masters of water management, examined the dam, their sharp teeth gnawing thoughtfully on twigs as they devised a plan. Sammy, agile and quick-witted, scurried through the trees, his sharp eyes searching for alternative water sources. Oscar, his sleek body slipping effortlessly through the water, explored the riverbed, looking for any sign of underground springs. Ideas were exchanged, plans debated, and slowly a solution began to emerge. The beavers, with their expert knowledge, would modify the dam, creating a series of channels and sluices that would allow a portion of the river water to flow downstream, while still ensuring that the boars had enough to survive. Sammy, meanwhile, had discovered a network of underground springs that, with a little ingenuity, could be tapped to provide additional water for the parched areas of the forest. It was a monumental task, one that required the combined efforts of every animal in the Emerald Vale. But they were united in their purpose, driven by the understanding that their survival depended on cooperation and compromise. The forest, sensing their unity, seemed to rally behind them. the air buzzing with a renewed sense of hope. Days turned into weeks as the animals of the Emerald Vale worked tirelessly, their shared purpose erasing old rivalries and forging new bonds of friendship. The boars, humbled by the generosity of the other animals, worked side by side with the beavers, their powerful snouts helping to move rocks and earth. Squirrels and birds ferried supplies, their cheerful chatter echoing through the forest. Finally, the day arrived when the work was complete. The modified dam, a testament to their collective ingenuity, stood proud and strong, a symbol of their newfound unity. As the first trickle of water flowed through the newly created channels, a collective cheer erupted from the assembled animals. The river, their lifeblood, was flowing again. The impact was immediate. The parched earth drank greedily, the wilted plants perked up as if by magic, and the animals, their spirits renewed, celebrated their victory. The river, once a source of conflict, had become a symbol of their shared resilience, a testament to the power of cooperation. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and gold, Zara stood on the riverbank, watching the water flow past, a sense of profound peace washing over her. She had embarked on this journey seeking adventure, but she had found something far greater. She had discovered the true meaning of community, the power of understanding, and the importance of protecting the delicate balance of nature. The Emerald Vale, once teetering on the brink of disaster, was thriving once more, its future secured by the bonds of friendship and the understanding that they were all interconnected, all part of something far greater than themselves. As the stars twinkled to life above the canopy, Zara knew that the Emerald Vale and the lessons it held would forever hold a special place in her heart. The adventure, she realized, had only just begun.